The turnover called before that shot by Thompson. And on the other side, Khalil ties the game up at 28, leading the way for Lebanon. Well, it's been a balanced attack for them, but Khalil now has 7 points for them. Another turnover for the Philippines. Ater Majok with 6 points and 4 rebounds, following his 17.11 rebound performance in their game yesterday against Egypt. They lost that one 82-70. Majok did not get the putback jam. Hadidyan will attack and will be fouled by Fajardo. 2 free throws coming Lebanon's way. For GILAS, we've seen most of our guys, even Jamie Malonzo, has seen action in today's game. 2 guys on the lineup that we haven't seen yet, Troy Rosario and CJ Perez. Hadidyan scores from the free throw line, and he gives Lebanon a 2-point lead, 30-28. That quick turnaround is certainly a major factor, because not only is GILAS playing their second game in less than 24 hours, they also came from flights. And they will take a flight both to Taiwan, to Chinese Taipei, and to New Zealand. They rule it a backcourt violation. Well, if we're being honest, since yesterday, there have been some questionable calls being made there in Qatar, but we can't use those as excuses for, well, I think some would really call this lackluster play we're seeing for GILAS. We know that we can perform at a higher level, and that's what Coach Tim Cohn will call from his troops during this timeout. It's been said numerous times before, no matter where GILAS Pilipinas plays, there's always home court advantage. And for sure, in Doha, Qatar, a city where there are so many Filipinos, they've come out to support the national team. And GILAS hoping that they get to bounce back. The storyline here in the third quarter is quite similar to the start of the second, where we just couldn't score. GILAS still scoreless as Lebanon opens this third quarter with a 7-0 run. Finally, Dwight Ramos, his first basket, his first 3 points of this game. This might be good signs of things to come for Dwight. Khalil. Now it's Mezer. Lebanon running with a 2-point guard lineup on the floor. 2 facilitators, but still unable to get anything there as an errant attempt for Khalil. Tamayo creating space for Dwight Ramos, who scored 5 quick points, a mini personal run for St. Dwight, evening up the count at 33. Lebanon taking the outside shot. Nope. Majok, offensive rebound. Fajardo and Brownlee all over him. It hasn't been easy for Atermajo. He takes a three. That's empty. Brownlee on the move. Thompson going to Tamayo. Back to JB. Supreme ball movement for Gilas. And we're back on top by 2, 35-33. Brownlee now pushing 17 points. They go up top. Majo missing the Australian, Sudanian, and Lebanese national, unable to have the same impact he had against Egypt as he's matched up against Junmar Fajardo. Here's Brownlee again. Kick out to Tamayo. Extra pass. Ramos short. On the run is Lebanon. Mezer all the way to the cup is fouled. And that's going to be 2 free throws for Lebanon. Ali Mezer fearlessly attacking the defense of Ramos and Tamayo, but this was how sweet the ball movement was for Gilas Pilipinas. On the other side, the extra dish from Tamayo to the wide open Brownlee, who now has 17 points after a quiet 10-point performance in the win over Qatar. JB was only 3 for 8 from the field. Also had 5 turnovers in that game. But he's trying to bounce back and is doing so very, very well. And he stops. Adityan, offensive rebound, could not get the roll. It's secured by Edu. Lebanon pushing their defense to the backcourt, opening up an opportunity for Gilas. The lob, Brownlee to Edu, add 2 more to the lead of the Philippines. Ali Mezer, 5:40 left in the third. Jumper for Lebanon, that's too strong. And another rebound for Scotty Thompson, who, check this, Scotty has 10 rebounds. They said he couldn't do it on the international scene. He said he wasn't built for that big of a stage. But look at Scotty now doing the same things that he does in the PBA to wow us. Mezer straight to the cup. Bridging the gap a little bit. Ali Mezer, just 3 points for that man. Lead of Gilas down to 1. Edu has it. Ramos spinning baseline. He had a shot but opted to leave it for Fajardo. Is fouled by Majo. Dwight was already all alone and no one really going up there with him when he jumped, but he had the intention of dishing it to Junmar. Well, you can't question the ball movement right now of Gilas because it has resulted in things like this. But also on the other side, it's Ali Mezer looking extra eager in attacking that paint. He's trying to make things happen for Lebanon too. With Fajardo finally getting on the board, would you believe that this is Junmar's first point despite having played 21 minutes already? He's been busy though and defending and getting some rebounds for the Philippines. Gets 2 free throws and the lead of the Philippines back up to 3. Junmar will sit. Newsome will re-enter the ball game. Halfway through the third quarter, Thompson on Mezer. They go up to Majok, and that's easy 2 points for Lebanon. No need for further chemistry building between Mezer and Majok. They've been on that national team together for quite some time now. Newsome to Brownlee inside to Edu, pass a little too tight. It's broken up by Samaha, but it will stay with the Philippines. This game has been very close throughout. Thompson looking for a teammate. He gets Edu. Thought about the 3. Down to 4 seconds on the clock. A miss for Thompson. They get the offensive rebound. Another chance for Gilas. Newsome looking for Brownlee. Sees an opening. Drains the jumper. And that's a triple for JB. That's his second three. Oh, check that. It's a long two. They reduce it to a long two. Majok again with Junmar sitting down. It's Lob City for Lebanon down in the paint. Ater Majok also catching up in terms of points. Now with 10. But how about that sweet floater from H.A. Edu? For someone who stands 6'10", has a soft touch. Something that will come in useful as we face the giants of the world. Ramos leaving it for Edu again. Extra pass. Brownlee missing. Picked up by Thompson. Rebound number 11. It's Brownlee again against the smaller Khalil. Brownlee to Edu. Floater no good. JB. Thompson again. Well, the basket count. Was the foul on that shot by Thompson? Or did it come beforehand? But what effort we're seeing from Scotty Thompson, who has hit double digits in rebounds, yet the basket counts for Scotty. 11 boards already for him, on top of 6 points. A timeout requested by Lebanon before Scotty shoots the bonus free throw. If you just base on the number of fans that you're seeing on your screens and the number of flags that we're seeing also in the stands, iisipin nyo that this game is being played sa Moa Arena or maybe sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. But no, this is being played in Doha, Qatar, which is almost serving as a second home court for Gilas Pilipinas. Because this Qatar University gym is filled, it's packed with Filipinos who have been waiting for quite some time now to see their idols, to see the national team compete there. And the team is doing that in the second Doha International Cup. We won our first game against host team Qatar and now play against Lebanon, where we have built a 6-point lead built on the efforts of Scotty Thompson, who has 6 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. He also has a steal, but down on the other side, the response. Lebanon not letting up. It's Zaynoun who attacks and loops that one over the outstretched arms of Edu. You know that one of the strengths of Edu is his defense. We saw it in the 2023 FIBA World Cup. But Zaynoun is still able to get past that and completes the 3-point play. So Gilas' lead down to 3. Newsome going to Brownlee. That turnaround jumper is money. What a performance for Brownlee. 21 points now for Justin Noipi. It's Khalil. They dump it down low to Majok, who has been the biggest problem for the Philippines here in this third period. He finds a teammate, but Thompson was there for the block. Scotty Thompson has been incredible, but he's unable to connect with Justin Brownlee on that pass. Ends up as a GILAS turnover, but Scotty is the reason why the Filipinos inside the Qatar University gym are on their feet with the plays that he has displayed here. My goodness. The former PBA MVP getting those high fives, those love taps from his teammates and getting the cheers from the Filipinos in the stands. CJ Perez checking in for the first time. An opening for Lebanon. They hit the three. Mizer has been facilitating very well for Lebanon. And another turnover. That's another error for Brownlee, which uncannily has been the downside of his game here. Not just in this particular contest, but in this tournament. Because yesterday, in the game against Qatar, he had 5 errors. And now Khalil gets foul taking a 3. So that's 3 free throws. For the Lebanese guard, he was way out. But that screen from Majo opened him up, and when Newsom tried to close out, that's where Nuno was built for a foul. You gotta give respect to Ater Majo. He has long been one of the best ball screen action rollers in the region. And that's why when you look at highlights from FIBA tournaments, international competitions, you'll always find an Ater Majo alley-oop off a high ball screen action. He's just been so excellent in that role. Khalil has been good too for Lebanon, and he's able to give them the lead back. He's the top scorer right now for the Lebanese, with a total of 13 points off the bench. He has back from the bench. Still a long ways to go. We're just in the final minute and 10 of the third quarter. Brownlee attacking Hadidian, and that's going to be the 3rd straight turnover for Justin Brownlee. Yes, he has 21 points, almost half of the output of Gilas Pilipinas, but we're getting hurt with a lot of errors here in the third period. The Lebanese attack broken up. It will stay with them with 11 seconds on the clock. That was a lob intended for Majok. Did not reach the intended receiver. Mezer dumps it down low. Sent back, but a recovery for Lebanon. They're able to extend the lead to 3. It's been Khalil and Hadidian. Those two guys were giving the Philippines problems. And that's aside, of course, for Majok being involved in a lot of those two-man games. Newsom has been unhappy with a number of the calls. And it looks like Nuno may have hurt his left hand. We hope he's alright. We did see him kind of wincing in pain as he was assisted back to the bench. And there, Chris Newsom being attended to on the Gilas bench. We're hoping that it's nothing too serious. Oftana going to Kiambao. Stops, jumper too strong. Edu loses control. It's back with Lebanon, and they can take the last shot of the third quarter. Mezer being guarded by Perez, almost taken away by Edu. Mezer attacks the heart of the Gilas defense, sends it out. 3 on the way, doesn't work. Full court heave of Tana will be unable to hit. And it's going to be a 3-point lead for Lebanon, 51 to 48 to end the third quarter. Gilas, it seemed like they were ready to take control midway through the third with a big run, but eventually Lebanon coming back and reclaiming the advantage. The fourth quarter coming up in just a bit. Again, we thank you for joining us in the wee hours of the morning as we support Gilas Pilipinas in their participation here in the second Doha International Cup. We're up against Lebanon, down by 3 as we enter the fourth quarter. Here's the situation for Gilas. Justin Brownlee has 21 off the 48 points of the team. He's shooting 9 of 17, which is 52%. But the rest of the team is just 10 for 36, and that's 28%, a number that needs to go up because Brownlee, yesterday, he was giving way to the locals because he didn't have the best of offensive performances. That's a game we won, but it's a formula that we already know that we can't depend completely on Justin Brownlee, as talented a player as he is. Basketball is a team game, and we're going to need our locals to show up as well, hoping to see a better performance here in the fourth quarter. We're only down by 1. Second of 3 games that Gilas Pilipinas will be playing in Doha. One against Qatar in our initial game. We play Egypt. This one, the focus is here to take a win over Lebanon. Zaynoun asking him to admit that he had the last touch. Edu says, nope, I didn't. The ball will stay with Gilas with 15 on their shot clock. Kiambao had to put it up, or it was 1.5. I stand corrected, 1.5 was left. That's what Kiambao had. Khalil. Elbow jumper, bottom of the net. It's been so steady for Lebanon. Now with 15 points. That's following up his performance against Egypt. Brownlee for 3. No go. We need stops now. Khalil to Majok. A hot hand for Lebanon. Zaynoun from the corner. Unable to hit the 3. And Brownlee closing in on a double-double as he grabs another rebound. That's his 9th board. But perhaps the problem is the 4 turnovers. It's good, however, when he finds mismatches. Even though that shot missed, It opened up an opportunity for Edu to get that putback. But we need to stop plays like this from Khalil because he's torching us from the mid range. JB gets his spot. There's that turnaround. Couldn't get it though. Machok, another rebound. 7 boards now for Ater Machok. Zainoun, his jumper, rims out. On the offensive rebound, it's Machok with an end one opportunity. The veteran, 37-year-old Ater Machok, just picking apart AJ Edu. When Machok came here to the Philippines, there was one young kid who drew praises from him, and it was Kai Soto. Because Machok at that time was already a veteran, but Kai Soto, when they played a tune-up game, he tried to dunk on Machok, and that earned the respect of Ater. But right now, Lebanon giving Gilas Pilipinas problems. Hadidyan getting some love from his teammates as he got a breakaway jam, and he extends the Lebanon lead. It's highest now at 7 points with 7:16 left in the fourth. If we go back to yesterday's game against Qatar, at around this same time, with about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Gilas was down by about 7 to 8 points. That was where the lead of Qatar was ranging, and eventually Gilas mounted a comeback to steal the win away. Now, while that gives us a lot of hope in this game, you never want to play catch-up. You always want to try and set the tone, but Lebanon has been fighting. They've been a tough team. They've given Gilas a lot of problems, mostly coming from Ater Machok, Gerard Hadidyan, and Jad Khalil. Here's Dulcin getting Brownlee on that pocket pass. Bothered by Machok was Ramos, and he was unable to finish. Lebanon pushing. Khalil again, involving his teammates this time. They reset their offense. He's being chased by Oftana. John Khalil. Zainoun sees an opening, puts it up. The 3 goes in, and this is the first double-digit lead of the game. It's taken by Lebanon. 6.5 to go in the fourth. Brownlee looking to come alive again. It's Newsome. Throws the ball away. Zainoun leaving it up. Hadidyan, another jam. And momentum has completely swung and shifted to the side of Lebanon. Ramos, another turnover for Gilas. We mentioned it. That was their problem against Qatar. That's why it took the last few minutes of the game for them to catch up. And again, problems in taking care of that basketball for Gilas Pilipinas. Total of 17 turnovers already. But this game is not lost yet. It's a 12-point lead for Lebanon. If you're Gilas, we have to make our move now. And that's exactly what Newsome is trying to do, as he's able to draw a foul on Guerre. 5:31. Time not on the Philippines' side. Here's Brownlee taking the three, unable to hit it. And a push called on Fajardo. That's going to be a foul on the Kraken. Foul number 3 on Junmar. And breaks just not working towards the side of the Philippines right now. Khalil gets it to a teammate. It's a Noon. His pass tipped away by Newsom. And Nunu will leave 9 seconds on the shot clock for Lebanon. Gilas in need of not just a stop, but multiple stops at this point. And the important thing also is to convert on their side. Khalil, oh, that's a big one. That hurt. That hurt for Gilas. And the lead of Lebanon has ballooned to 15. Newsom is clobbered on his way to the basket. Khalil washing his hands clean of that foul, of that collision, but Newsom visibly hurt.
Pogi, may text sa'yo.
He's as tough as they get, and he usually just props back up. This time, though, taking some extra rest on the floor. But it's good to see him back on the court because earlier it looked like he had hurt his left hand and had to exit the game. He was attended to on the bench. Back on the court now. And hope you're ready to take free throws, but Lebanon has built this lead. It's been the start of the quarters that start of the third, a 7-0 run for Lebanon. In the second quarter, we also slowly started the period. We were scoreless for the first 4 minutes. And here, in this quarter, a little past halfway already, Gilas is being outscored by Lebanon 14-2. That is how this 15-point lead of Lebanon was built. But it looked like an unsportsmanlike foul was whistled. And that's why Newsom is alone on the free throw line, taking a couple. Missed the first one though, the second is good. So the unsportsmanlike foul was actually called on Atermajo. Farther now it's with Brownlee. JB to Oftana. He steps back. Did he have a foot on the line? Might have had a foot on the line. Nonetheless, we'll take the points. However many they will be. Mezer back on the floor. It's Zainoun now. And a body check for Ramos. That decks the Lebanese guard. Ramos clearly giving up that foul as he got beat initially. Yeah, as we expected. Only a long two for Oftana as he had his foot on the line. Coach Perisic will ask for a review. I think he's hoping for something more than a common foul. Because on the other side, his big man, Atermajok, was called for an unsportsmanlike foul. So naturally, if you're the coach, you're hoping that this gets elevated too because you feel that, you know, your player got hurt, you want to protect your player. Let's see what the referees find in this review. But it's a 12-point lead for Lebanon. And again, we go back to the start of quarters. We've started pretty much every quarter slowly because the first quarter